this module second about citation. As I told you in my first module, this about citation is covered under the paper technical writing and communication skills of the discipline Library and Information Science of M.D. University, Rohtak. But others can get benefit of that. Little review what have been said in the first module. First module we gave the background why in academic writings citation enhances the quality of writing, be it a book, be it a research papers, research article or whatever in academic writings. So in second module especially it will be covered as you all showed your curiosity in the classroom. Where to cite, where to cite, where not to cite, and it differs. The answer differs, like suppose it depends upon experience sometimes matters also. As you are beginners and you start writing, probably many of you haven't started yet. So I'm giving a golden line about where to cite and where not to cite. The golden line is like this. There are two worlds of knowledge. Knowledge is in public domain, knowledge is in private domain. Public domain, there are certain knowledge which is already known or known to the masses. It is already available in many texts or everywhere it is available. I used to cite in the classroom like suppose I am citing about Rohtak city. Rohtak is a city, near to Delhi. It comes under NCR, where your great university, Maharishi Dayananda University, is situated. Suppose I am explaining, narrating about Rohtak. Suppose I say Rohtak is a big city near Delhi. It comes under NCR. There is a Tiliar Lake and there is a university. People are good. So samosa is also available and big sports materials are available. There is a D park, there is a Kila market. All these, if someone tell these things about Rohtak and there is nothing new and doesn't create any curiosity among the students, the listeners or a reader. Suppose I write this in the book. So why? Because this knowledge is already available and it is known to large or masses or many. And there is another world of knowledge in public domain. Private domain. Private domain is that, the knowledge which is known to lesser people or known to a specific or a single researcher. That is, suppose what I cited about Rohtak, and there only the citation is needed when author claims something, a knowledge in private domain. It is author knows only what knowledge he or she is claiming in his paper or in her paper. Suppose I am an author, I am writing a research paper about Rohtak, and while writing about Rohtak, where to cite, And if I claim something in my paper, it may be a newspaper article, it may be a research article, which I think, author thinks it is not known to many people or not available publicly in any source. I say everything is good, but people of Rohtak are miser, conjures. Suppose, this is for an example only. How can I say that people of Rohtak or people of Haryana are miser? I cannot say that. So I can say, suppose I have something supportive argument. So here I need to cite. So something general things I am narrating about Rohtak, I need not to cite. Suppose I cite, people will sometimes, the readers will take less interest about citation. It is already known facts only, no need to cite. So citation here, one answer is clear to you, that whenever author claims a knowledge in private domain means it's not known to many or known to lesser people, then only you cite. So another critique about this also you may think of, it differs from a person to person, authors to authors. Author A may think this is not known to many. Author B may think it is not. It is known to many. So it differs, but we cannot categorically classify exactly where to cite, but it depends upon author. Author is the sole manager, sole creator of the citation where to cite. And sometimes students ask in the class, suppose in a very typical way, because you are a beginner, suppose I have 10 pages of article. So in 10 pages of article, do I need to cite, in a similar manner, in a maybe equal manner? So two each in a page, 2 pages, 10 pages of article. Probably the answer is not that. Sometimes if it is, it may so warranted, you may give 5 citations in 1 page and probably rest 5 citations in the rest of 9 pages. It depends upon in which page what you are claiming what. Suppose in a page number 2 you are claiming something curious, some things what people don't know much about it. Then and there you may need more and more citations. This is one thing. Probably there is not clear-cut answer, but this much is sure. You cite when things are lesser known. Knowledge is lesser known or known to lesser people. Then second is that how many citations are needed in counting, while counting. How many citations are needed in a 10-page article? Sometimes students used to ask in the class. So as such, there is no fixed number of citations needed in a. It depends upon what kind of writing, what kind of knowledge you are claiming. Suppose you are writing something, a generalized kind of things, then probably even with 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 citations are enough. And sometimes citations 10, 20, 50 citations are needed, depending upon what kind of author you are, and what do you think that your readers will expect to read in your writing. So that is very much needed. And what kind of knowledge you are claiming, what kind of research papers you are writing. So it all depends upon that, and there is no fixed answer. And another thing, which I would take up in my third module, that what rules we follow the style. Style means what kind of rules or style manuals we should follow in our research paper or writing. So 3 things we discuss here. Author is the sole manager, sole creator, and author only knows and should know where to cite, where not to cite. Nobody can compel him or her. Yes, one little exception is there, depending upon author, how experienced the author is. Author is highly experienced, probably his or her writings would be very fascinating to the readers. Other author is a novice or newly started writing, probably he or she, it takes time, but you should start. I always tell my students, especially doctoral students, you don't think about that, but the first and foremost thing is that you start writing. Second question, people used to raise in workshops, in classroom also, while taking how much cited matters need to be given, whether it is 1 word or 1 sentence, 2 sentences or 3 sentences. 3 sentences. Again, I'm saying, people, you must have read somewhere or something, but I'm honestly saying there is no fixed rule. It depends upon what kind of writing you are writing, which discipline you are writing, or how experienced you are. It all depends upon. But again, another golden rule is that you borrow or lend as less as possible. This is golden liner. As less as possible, because as an author you need to show your potentialities in writing of your own. The readers would expect to read your own writings more and more, and with less and less citations. So this depending upon like suppose there are 10 writers while citing a particular thing. It depends upon how experienced your vocabulary and what kind of how experienced you are. So it depends upon how much we need to less and less you take, maybe few words or a sentence may be required 2 or 3 sentences. Don't make it bigger and bigger. And the rest, regarding these issues, how much material matter should we borrow or lend from other sources for our citation will be continued in the third module. Thank you.